I'm Chef Tom. We are going to make a quick stir fry. I got this flank steak, beautiful cut. We're gonna cut it against the grain and marinate it with some beaten egg and cornstarch, the easier to brown. And I got bell pepper, green, and then the onion. Here I got some steamed roll, Chinese, almost like a Chinese mantou roll. Let's do it. This is what they call steam roll or mantou. Sometimes we just use this substitute as a rice to go with the meal. Here I got some onion. We're gonna get them thin sliced onion. And I use this beautiful bell pepper. Onion and bell pepper really go together when you stir fry. They get a really nice combination of flavor. We're just gonna get them a julienne or strip cut like this. I like to cut the bell pepper from the meat inside out. As you can see, the skin from the bell pepper is tougher to cut. So easier to cut from the inside. It's very crispy and juicy. I love the bell pepper stir fry. And here I have this beautiful, since we're going to cook together, I'm just kind of careful enough. I'm going to separate the vegetable here, and this side I cut the meat. This is the flank steak, beautiful cut of the flank steak. You see the grain running this way? So we want to make sure, important to cut against the grain. So first I'm going to thinly slice it. You see the marble? It's beautiful. Four big slices is enough for me. So every time when you want to take a break or stop cutting, it's a habit to put your knife this way. Blade face out. So a lot of time you put it like this or like this, you know, the edge of your cutting board. Sometimes when people run over, accident might happen. So it's used to it. I always put my knife like this when I temporarily want to stop or doing something. So now we already cut against the grain. As you can see, we already cut against the grain. So the meat's supposed to be nice and tender. But now I want to give them a shredded cut. You see there's a grain this way, so I cut against another time, like this. So now this meat is almost like falling apart, as you can tell. You see, I can even, it's so tender, almost like falling apart. So easy to stir fry, easy to eat, and give you a good flavor when you add the sauce in, they're easy to absorb. So this is a beautiful strip right here. Even you can cook this meat with the round meat. Round meat is nice and lean and usually it's for slow cook. But if you marinate it, cut it like 3-4 different way of against the grain, it should be okay. This is the beautiful beef strip. Equal size. The length could be different as long as equal size. So the cooking time, the texture gonna be nice and evenly done. Alright, so here I'm gonna add some salt, just a pinch, not much. Black pepper. And here I got 1 beaten egg. A lot of people want to see me to marinate the meat. Special request. If something that you haven't seen on my channel, you may ask, request, I can make it for you. So we're just going to roughly add a little bit, not much. Maybe quarter of an egg, like that, you see? You don't want the egg too runny. You just want the egg to marinate the meat, tenderize the meat. At home, I will just do it for like 10-15 minutes during the prepping time. Alright, so now the egg is evenly. And the cornstarch, just give them a better browning of the meat. And also, by doing this step, your meat will not be easily to overcook. You know, when the meat overcooked, it's getting really tough. So just roughly something like that. And and give them a really nice texture too. You see some of the white spot here, which is the cornstarch. It's okay. I think this is just good enough. Well, some people are afraid to stir fry the meat because they say, well, the meat is kind of like stick together from the cornstarch. You may add a little bit sesame oil because oil help you separate the meat, but I'm not worried about it. I'm using high heat. Heat at your wok or frying pan. 4 to 5 inches from the pan. Very warm, mean hot. Add the vegetable cooking oil. Give them a quick swirl so the oil will be nicely hot evenly. As you can see, the oil start dancing around us, means hot enough. So I'm just going to spray out the meat. My house is old house, nothing level. It's hard to level my stove, but it's okay, we manage it, right? That's a true chef. You can cook with any kind of circumstance right here. Okay, it's very tricky. Once you place the protein into the hot oil in the hot pot, right, or pan, don't be afraid to stir right away. Let the bottom part cook and brown by itself. It will separate it. So now will be a good time to give them a quick stir. We just want to semi-cook the meat because the meat is nice and cold right now. We want to warm up the meat so later when we mix with the sauce and the stir fry, will come out beautifully. I think this is good enough. Only take about a minute when your oil is hot. I got a stainless steel bowl to hold my colander. I'm just going to drain this excess oil because there's some fat from the beef plus the oil that we use. We can drain out and let the meat rest for a few minutes while we get ready to stir fry. The pot actually is still clean, just has some excess oil. I can use a paper towel or just a simple rag to clean up because the oil we use is to stir fry with the beef. It's not high smoking point anymore. I mean, they don't give you that kick in the power. So we're gonna reheat. That's pretty good. Now just a little bit vegetable cooking oil is good enough. Like this is good enough. And we are going to simply, gently caramelize stir fry the green pepper and the onion in. Listen to the sizzle sound. This is perfect. 4 to 5 minutes at home. In the restaurant, probably like 15 seconds. The home stove usually like 6 to 7,000 BTU, but the restaurant is 225,000 to 350,000 BTU. So that's a huge difference. I just want to show you the beef now rest nicely, right? And you look at the excess oil, the dripping. Wait, let me see. You see from the fat and the oil. Now that juice of the oil, the dripping down is not too good to cook because they got very strong flavor that it's hard to cover up. That's beautiful, huh? Green pepper, onion, stir fry. I think this is pretty good. I still want to preserve some of the crispiness, right? Alright, we're gonna add in ginger and garlic mince. A lot of ginger and garlic mince. Why not, right? Good for you. And a homemade hot chili with some chili oil. Look at that, how beautiful, right? And we're just gonna add in the beef. See, now the beef is still warm. The reason you want to stir fry the beef first to keep the beef warm so your temperature of this cooking in the same pot are still warm. Asian stir fry, you have to be nice and warm, high heat. So if you add a cold meat in, all the temperature drop, then you cannot preserve the cooking warm, high heat, and seared, so the water starts coming out from everywhere. And that's no good to make sauce. This is perfect. Crank the heat a little higher. Let them sit for a few seconds, so increase the heat. First thing first, watch. Cooking wine. When you add the wine, you should hear the sizzle. A lot of wine. Love wine cooking. Yeah? Hoisin sauce. The sweetness without any sugar. That's why it's healthier to cook at home. In the restaurant, they put a lot of sodium and the sweetness. So a little bit of fish sauce. Give them a little Thai Vietnamese flavor. So fish sauce adds the sodium. Same soy sauce for flavor, not too much. Then we have fish sauce. And we're gonna give them a quick stir. I'm not gonna make a lot of sauce for this dish. I want to preserve the natural flavor. Simply stir fry. Oh boy. I need to kick my vents on for the stove, but it's getting too loud. Here we go. This is good. Perfect. Sesame oil. Like that. Your beautiful beef stir fry is done. Look at that, how beautiful. The meat is so tender. Yeah? Let's eat. Still sizzle, look at that. I'm just home by myself today, so I'm gonna cook this for myself. Oh, look at that, how beautiful, huh? See, the meat is because we marinated. See how tender? Wow. Melt in your mouth. Look. This is steamy hot dinner roll. Steam. See how soft and puff? Wow. Bring back my childhood memory. Bell pepper, onion. This is how you do it, my friend. I hope you liked the video. I'm Chef Tom. Thank you for watching. I see you next time. Bye.